One, two, three, one, two, three. Hopefully that sounds good now and everything just works fine out in this video. Hello everyone, I think it's Saturday. Yeah, it's literally Saturday. I didn't make a video yesterday and I'm not really ashamed of it, but I got tired. I had a big day yesterday. A whole bunch of cool stuff happened. So, yeah, I was going online and like TikTok and YouTube and all that and doing my social media runs, and then what do you know what happens? Something pops up out of the blue. Canada has a little bit of a thing happening where, okay, let's go to the hospitals and stand outside of them without wearing a mask and protest the passport vaccines as well. So the government should be mandating around like the 22nd or whatever later on this month in September that we need to actually have them, and it'll ultimately make society just flow faster here because more people will be allowed into like bars and restaurants and going out to the, wherever they go to different marketplaces and stuff, right? You can pretty much just imagine where you want to go where you haven't been and you want to see people because you're getting a little bit of a, uh, you're going through like a midlife crisis sitting inside, just staring at the computer all day long. And maybe you want to stare at a person for a little while, but just maybe not a little too long, right? Because then they'll walk away and they'll probably call the cops on you. And we had people standing outside of a bunch of our hospitals as of a couple days ago, and they were protesting. And there's people all over the place, right? Even doctors are helping vouch for these people, saying that it's their rights, and it is absolutely it's their right. But when you go together as like a vast majority of people outside of a hospital where there's literally a high traffic area for COVID patients, people going on respirators and stuff and being like quarantined and whatever is going on, people go to the hospital, they get sick, and then you're bringing everything over there. Like what might happen could infect each person. And if there's one person there and you're just like going around moving all the air everywhere, you're bound to like breathe something in. And like it would happen. It's like Joe Rogan, for an example. He was like on the fence of like the vaccine and stuff. And look, I get it in some ways, but like I don't know anyone that's died that's taken it. And I know a lot of people that have taken it, and they know a lot of people, and then that person knows people that have taken it. And look, like through any vaccine, through school, which you should have gotten your vaccines because you can get seriously ill if you don't. The vaccines sometimes make you sick because they're creating like an immune response. And to get really into depth with this, I have a genetic liver disorder, which actually only takes away like, and it's not even like really that bad at all, but it has the same effects that, anything to do with the liver would, like, for an example too, or even the kidneys. If you were on like some type of dialysis treatment because you had like sickness in your body would sort of think that it was extremely sick, and you might feel a little bit sick. Mind you, you won't really feel as horrible as other people do with serious illness or blood disorders that need cleansing of their body, but you still get things like fatigue, itchiness on your skin, irritable bowels, and stuff like that. Just like minor little problems. Stress is a bit annoying too because adding on to everything that can just exasperate everything and just make things a little bit more chaotic. But your liver cleanses itself like every 120 days anyways, so everyone has to go through a little bit of moodiness every now and then. Although maybe not to the extent of people like myself or other people, but my little thing is I have like red blood cells that aren't like filtering through my body fast enough. I don't really know why. My body's just like not into it. And like that doesn't really kill people. Like it's a dead blood cell. It just needs to leave. And it takes time. So I drink lots of water and I just like try to stay stress free as much as I can. I stay away from the crazy person. And hopefully this video is continuing to work good because sometimes things happen to it. And anyways, the people standing outside of these hospitals, and I wish I had a video to show people, but it's just so atrocious. Mr. Turner is in one of the videos from one of the articles that I saw. He's like, yeah, my wife works in healthcare, and she works at the it's like the ending of life kind of thing for people like old people. which not palliative care either. It's like before that, like just home care for them. She's not going to take the vaccine. I hope that that lady's not actually going to work not taking that vaccine because the old people are like they're next to death. Like this is like one of those cases where you go in and rob the old people. It's like no one wants them to die, although they are near death and their life probably isn't like as you would say worth much because they can't provide. But just because someone can't provide really much for life doesn't mean that they're not meant to live and live their life as long as it can because that's the nature of life instead of going out there and destroying it saying, oh well, it was COVID, it's the nature of life and she died and like things happened. Like, oh, I killed the 80-year-old lady. And then there's like 80-year-old people that are walking out of their vehicles to go inside of the hospitals that are going on like their kidney dialysis. And I'm sure that if you have dialysis, that just means your blood and your liver, your immune system is going to pretty much be extremely down. You're going to feel really tired and weak after the dialysis treatments and stuff, and you have to get them done like 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes people have to get them like done daily. You wake up at like 6 o'clock every day to get them done. I had a friend that was like going through cancer and he had to get this stuff done. He had blood cancer, he had leukemia. And just imagine you have leukemia, you're already tired, you're walking into the building, and then there's like 1,000 people literally outside of hospitals. Doctors aren't condoning this whatsoever as much as they can, like the head people that own the hospitals and all of that. And then bam, old man decides to walk out, and he's with his daughter, and they're running in like the old man with leukemia is booking it in the hospital, right? He's got his fucking cane. He falls over and trips because there's someone like left a piece of food on the ground or some shit. There was a rock in the way. He couldn't see because he was panicking to get in to save his life. Literally. People are like spreading illness and disease there. Look, it's your right, but it's also that fucking 80-year-old man with leukemia's right not to die. Like he's running in, the old man, like, you just fucking, oh, and he died. People are running into the hospital dying because you want to save yourself from a fucking vaccine passport. Like, come on, let's be real. We have passports and stuff for everything. Like everywhere we go, we're being tracked. Like on my phone, there's a tracking device. Cops can find you like right away. It's not like people are attacking you and going after you. It's not like previous wars and stuff and creating those types of problems. But like, I mean, like get my health card, my driver's license. You need those to go places. You can't just go inside of a fucking vehicle and start driving it saying that you can. Although, yeah, some people can drive it because they have practice in it, yeah. And maybe they just haven't gotten their license for a while for one reason or another, and most likely maybe that's COVID. Just because laws are there, it doesn't mean it's all, it's necessarily right, but they were there mandated for a vast majority of reasons, and it had to go through, like, Parliament and like an actual, like, voting process to have things happen most of the time, and it only makes sense that we stay away from getting sick from other people for a while, and then we can ultimately end or do what's called a herd immunity on COVID, and then we can go out there and have better lives. Look, some people just aren't going to be vaccinated, and it will happen. They will still refuse to. They won't like it. And look, like you can fight people all you want, but when there's that old lady walking across the street, you're doing a protest. People are going to their appointments late. Any protest where you're sitting in the middle of the street, standing there with signs, just yelling and screaming, making a lot of noise, being disgusting, like literally littering and stuff. You're like this scum of earth. Like who does that? And then just to continue it, there's people like driving through to go to work. Some of these people are healthcare professionals. Some of these people are going to see dying relatives. Like fuck, why do we go out there and then do that shit to other people? Like it's disgusting and it's a total disgrace. So I would never like go out in like the middle of the street and do these things. Just horrible. Just dumb. Look, like if the police aren't involved or anything, that's just bad. Like the police are there and they're meant to like stay there and withhold people from going close to each other and all that, right? And like causing chaos. They don't even do that anymore because fucking people are sick with COVID and shit. And, like the police can't arrest people that are like maskless all the time. Although I'm sure it does happen. It's like, look, like you really got to be careful. Some people are apprehensive. It's pretty much just eliminating our whole system of people when you go out there and you protest and you block the old man from going into the hospital for his kidney dialysis. Thank you very much, Mr. Turner. I hope you don't actually decide not to get the vaccine, and your wife as well, who's a healthcare professional. I hope she doesn't decide to not get it as well, and then just go into the old people home and just kill everyone. Look, she may have a immune disorder or whatever and wants to be super careful. Like, that's fine. We don't know the back end of the story, but please don't do anything more reckless as we've seen today. Like, I'm sure that you will and you don't care, but thank you very much for your time. If you like this video, leave a like, subscribe. I had a big morning. I just woke up, so I'm all over the place. So thank you. If you watch this video, you're probably going to be my relationship partner one day. Thank you very much. Have a great weekend, people.